Miss Mary Mac, 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 all dressed in black, black, black. Wow, you're really good at that. Oh, look, the campers are here. Hey, campers, how are you this morning? I'm Mrs. Hammock. Welcome to Camp Read-A-Lot. Scooter and I are so happy to see you, and we're glad you're here. You know, camp is an exciting place to learn and have fun, right? We have lots of fun here, and we're glad you're here to join us. You know, at Camp Read-A-Lot, we are going to spend our days reading and talking and singing and doing all kinds of activities that are going to help us to grow into strong readers. That's right. And I am glad you're here every day. And parents, you can help at home. Did you know that reading aloud benefits everybody, children and teens, especially those that are struggling with reading? One of the benefits is that you can read books that they're not able to read. And so that will help increase their listening comprehension. And you can build that listening comprehension and their skills with grade level text and those grade level and those texts that are above their level even, because it's great fun to share a story and talk about it. You might think about some of the chapter books or stories that you enjoyed and share those with your kids. I know one of my kids' favorite things to do was for us to choose a book like Journey to the Center of the Earth or Island of the Blue Dolphins or My Side of the Mountain. And we would read a chapter every night together. And it was a great time of just winding down the day and enjoying a good story together and talking about the story, because they'd have to remember what happened the night before. And I hope you'll take advantage of that and have some fun with your kids and help grow their strong reading brains. Well, are you ready, campers, for our song? Okay, let's do it. Hello, readers. Hello, writers. Hello, campers, I'm glad you're here today. Hello, readers. Hello, writers. Hello, campers, we're glad you're here today. Great job. Are you ready for our pledge? How about you? Yeah, let's stand up. All right, get your salute ready, your pledge hand ready. Here we go. Repeat after me. On my honor, I will try my best to do what? Right, to be kind to everyone, to have a smile on my face and a song in my heart. Great job. Today, we are going to play the segmenting game. And I don't have to look for Scooter because I kept my paws on him so that he couldn't go anywhere. That's right. And so today we're going to play the segmenting game. We are going to give you a word and we want you to take it apart one segment or part at a time. All right, do you think you can do that? Terrific. Now, we train our ears. I can only get one ear this time. We train our ears for sound because that helps grow our reading brain. It helps us to be strong readers and writers when we can hear the individual sounds of words and put them back together. So that's one of the reasons we play this game, and the fact that it's kind of fun. All right, you ready? Okay, here is our first word. Chart. Chart. Okay, let's think about it. Ch, R, T, chart. How many sounds did you hear? 3, very good. Ch, R, T, chart. Terrific. Okay, let's do another one. Are you ready? Okay, how about share? Share. Here we go. Sh, air. Ooh, that's tricky. Sh, air, share. What do you think? Sh, air, share. It's really 3, but some people might say 2 because the air sound sounds like 1. And in some spelling patterns, it can be just 1. We'll say 3 for today. How about the word tree? Tree. What do you think? T-r-e. Tr-e. Three, right? T. There's that T. R is the R when those are the blends, right? Tr-e. Very good. That's 3 sounds. Those words that have blends and those crazy variant vowels, those can be very tricky to segment, but you did an excellent job. I want you to have confidence that you can do hard things. That was great. All right, I have a joke for you. Are you ready for it? Okay. What do you call an owl that does tricks? What do you call an owl that does tricks? A Houdini. Get it? Owls say hoo, and Houdini was a great magician. Houdini. All right, let's get to our catch of the day. Today we have kind of another science story. We learned about Albert Einstein earlier this week, that crazy guy, that scientist who was so curious, and he had questions and questions and questions. This story, we have some characters that also have some questions and a mystery to solve. So let's see what our catch of the day words are that will help us as we understand the story. Are you ready? How about you? Yes? Are you ready to sit in your spot? Fantastic. Let's get you in your spot. There we go. All right, today, our catch of the day, we have 2 words. We have the word inference. Woo! That is a great big word. Inference. It means a conclusion or an opinion that is formed because of known facts or evidence. Let me see if I can help you with that. An inference is when you're reading something and they don't tell you exactly what they mean, but by the words and the clues that they give you, you figure it out. That's an inference. And good readers have to be able to make inferences. They have to be able to use the clues in the text to figure out some of the things that are going on in the story. And so it takes a little practice. And then we have the word prism. Prism, isn't that a cool looking word? A prism is a transparent glass or plastic object that usually has 3 sides, and it separates light as it passes through to make different colors. So you can use a prism to bend the light, and it will show you all kinds of colors. And in our story today, you're going to see how that works. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right, let me put our fish back over here. And let me get my reading tools on my eyes. I hope you haven't been playing with my reading tools again. Oh, no, they're nice and clear. Excellent. Remember, if you need reading tools to give your eyes extra power, make sure you use them. All right, our story today is called The Rainbow Mystery by Jennifer Dussling and illustrated by Barry Gott. All right. The Rainbow Mystery. I love a good mystery, don't you? So here is the front cover of our book, and here's the back cover of our book, and this one tells a little bit about it. In the inside, we have our title page, and then it starts the story. Now remember, when we read, we start on the left, and we go to the right. And when we get to the end of the row, we go return sweep to the next row, and we still continue going left to right. And we start at the top of the page and move to the bottom. Just a reminder in case you get confused about where to go with reading. The Rainbow Mystery. Have you ever wanted to be a detective? It's not easy. I know. I tried to solve a mystery once, a rainbow mystery. I was in the family room with my friend Mike. Mike never says much. Mom says that's why I like him. I'm loud, Mike is quiet. I talk, he listens. Can you tell, campers, can you tell who's talking in our story? Right, one of our characters is narrating the story. She's telling you about the story, even though she's in the story. Pretty cool. All right, so here she is. We don't know her name yet, but we know his name. What was his name? Mike. All right, let's see. We were making a fort from a big box. Mike had found the box by the house next door. He was cutting out a window. I was telling him what to do. That's when I saw them. Hundreds of little rainbows. Mike, look, I yelled. Mike looked. He almost fell over. The little rainbows danced across the wall. Wow, was all he said. We watched the rainbows. They faded away. Then they were gone. We jumped up and ran outside. Look at the cat is trying to swipe at the rainbows. Does your cat ever do that? Mine likes to chase shadows. No rain, said Mike. I knew what he meant. Everyone knows rainbows come when it rains, but it wasn't raining. How could there be rainbows without rain? I started thinking, oh, one time I saw a rainbow in a patch of oil, I said. It wasn't raining then. We looked. There wasn't any patch of oil. Last summer, I saw a rainbow in a sprinkler, I said. Was there a sprinkler nearby? No. I remembered another time I saw a rainbow. My friend Kelly has a glass teardrop necklace. It makes rainbow when the lights hit it. I didn't bother to look. I knew there were no glass teardrop necklaces around. So have you seen rainbows like that? So when it's rainy and sunny at the same time, you can find a rainbow. Or in a patch of oil, sometimes there can be a rainbow. Or have you ever turned on the sprinkler and seen a rainbow in the water? Those are different ways. And then her friend had a necklace that when the light hit it, it made rainbows. You might try looking for rainbows like that. Mike and I sat down on the steps. It was late. The sun was low in the sky. We have to be detectives. We have to solve this mystery, I said. Mike nodded. Mike came over real early the next morning, and we sat like statues in the new fort. And we waited, and we waited. No rainbows. The day after that, Mike came for lunch. We waited in the fort again. Still no rainbows. Monday was rainy. Mike thought for sure we would see little rainbows again, but the rainbows didn't come. On Tuesday, Kelly wore her teardrop necklace at school. I didn't think the necklace would help, but I didn't have any other clues. Can you make a rainbow? I asked her. I can try, Kelly said. She stood by the window and moved her necklace in the light. Look, I yelled. The teacher came over. He's a really nice guy. I showed him the rainbow. Terrific, Mr. Royal said. He called the other kids over. Kelly's necklace is like a prism, Mr. Royal told us. A prism is a special piece of clear glass or plastic, and it separates light into the 7 rainbow colors. A prism. Maybe a prism made the rainbows on the wall in my house. Mr. Royal didn't say anything else about prisms, but he told us stuff about rainbows, and I wrote them all down. Here's rainbow stuff. An easy way to remember the colors of the rainbow is they spell a name. I'm not going to tell you what that is yet because we're going to talk about that later. Let's find out. After school, I told Mike about the necklace. It's a clue, I said, but I don't know enough about prisms. Mike nodded. He got a look in his eye, and I knew what he was going to say. "The library," he said. So we went to the library and picked out a whole stack of books about rainbows and prisms. The librarian was new. She smiled and turned to the computer screen. "Look," she said, "we're neighbors. I'm Ms. Reed. I bought the house next to yours, and I moved in just last week." She seemed nice. "I'm Annie, and this is Mike," I said. Mike tugged on my sleeve. That meant hurry up. He wanted to work on the mystery. "Come visit sometime," Ms. Reed said. "Okay," I told her. Do you go to the library when you want to learn about something? I hope so, and if you don't, you should start. I flopped on the couch with a fat book. I started reading aloud. A rainbow is made when sunlight is bent by raindrops in the air. A prism bends sunlight too. Mike said nothing. Instead, he gasped. The rainbows were back. I got up and I touched them. The rainbows showed on my fingers too. All 7 colors were there. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Then I thought of something. What time is it? Mike looked at his watch. 5 o'clock. Aha! It's the same time as before, I said. We didn't see the rainbows in the morning or at lunchtime. We only saw them after school. Mike nodded. The sun, he said. Yes, I said. I remembered this poster at school. It must have to do with where the sun is. So do you remember do you see the poster she's remembering? It shows where the sun is in the sky. Like one person, we turned around and stared out the window. So where is it? Mike asked. I don't know, I said. Let's go outside and look. We rushed outside. No wonder we couldn't feel or see the sun from the family room. It was behind the house next door. The answer to our mystery is in that house, I said. Mike nodded. At exactly 4:30 the next day, we rang the doorbell of Ms. Reed's house. Annie, Mike, she said, you came for a visit. Come in. We followed her inside, and before I could stop myself, a question burst out of me. Ms. Reed, do you have a prism in your house? Miss Reed looked puzzled. A prism? No, I don't think so. I was sad to hear that, but I didn't give up. Miss Reed could have a prism and not even know it. She gave us lemonade and cookies, and then she asked if we'd like a tour of the house. Yes, Mike and I said at the same instant. Ms. Reed showed us the dining room. No prisms anywhere. Then we went into the living room. Still no prisms. We took the stairs to the second floor. The answer had to be up there. So why do they think that the answer is in that house? And the position of the sun was behind her house. So that means something in her house the sun was shining on to make the light bend and make the rainbow colors. This is my music room, Ms. Reed said. She opened a door. My favorite part is the chandelier. I just bought it. I had no idea what a chandelier was. Maybe the fancy light on the ceiling, but I didn't care. I was busy looking for prisms on the floor, in the cabinet, on the walls. Then Mike grabbed my arm. The sun had come out from behind a cloud and light streamed into the room. It hit the glass on the chandelier and rainbows danced on the wall next to the window, just like the ones that were in my living room. Look at their faces. How do they look? What do you think they feel? Oh, I think you're right. They're excited. They found the rainbows. Can you figure out how those rainbows were made? I ran to the window. Yes! I could see into my house, and I could see into my family room, and I could see the rainbows on my wall too. For once, I had nothing to say, but Mike did. The glass chandelier is like a bunch of prisms, he yelled. I stared at him. It was the longest sentence I'd ever heard him say. What do you mean? Ms. Reed asked. I told her the whole story about the rainbows and Kelly's necklace and the library books. I even told her about making the fort from a big box that Mike had found outside. A big box? Miss Reed asked. Was it by my house? She said. Yes, I said. The chandelier came in a box, she said. I looked at Mike, and Mike looked at me. The box! The biggest clue of all was in my house the whole time. Some detectives we are. Do you notice? There's a picture of the chandelier on the box, but they didn't even notice because they were so busy making a fort, and then they were so busy trying to solve the mystery of where the rainbows came from, they missed the biggest clue. Very good. So this one says, think like a scientist. Mike and Annie think like scientists, and so can you. Scientists are like detectives. They investigate. They look for clues. They draw conclusions. A conclusion is what you learn from doing an investigation. It says, look back on page 29. Mike says the longest sentence Annie has ever heard him say, the glass chandelier is like a bunch of prisms. Mike's sentence is also a conclusion. How did he come up with the conclusion? All right, so let's look. On page 29, how did he come up with his conclusion? Remember, a conclusion is when they don't tell you specifically, but you have to put all the bits and pieces together to figure it out. So he figured out that the chandelier made rainbows on her wall and on this wall, and the light shined through the window onto the chandelier to make the rainbows on Ms. Reed's wall, and it kept shining through the window all the way to his friend's house. And that is when he put all those pieces together and figured out the rainbows came from the chandelier. Pretty cool. You can try to make a rainbow of your own. A clear plastic cup, half full of water, a flashlight, and a sheet of paper. Carefully put the cup on the table or a counter so that about 1/3 of the cup hangs over the edge. Hold the paper behind the cup while you shine the flashlight up through the bottom of it, and what will you see? What conclusion can you draw? You might try that at home. Sounds like a great idea. All right, well, I have a great rainbow activity for us, but before we do that, I have another joke for you that I'd like to tell you. Are you ready? Okay, come here. Get up here so you can hear our joke. Where do books hide when they get scared? Under their covers. Get it? Book cover? And when you're scared, don't you hide under your covers? Oh, that was good. Let's get over to the craft table before we run out of time, and we got to get some rainbow stuff going, shall we? All right, let's go. Here we go. Have a seat right here. All right, so we learned about rainbows today and how to make them. And here is how you can remember how to make the colors of the rainbow in the right order. It spells out someone's name. Scooter's been asking me, who is this Roy G. Biv guy? Well, it's the rainbow order because, ooh, I hope these don't fall. So R is for red, O is for orange. Y is for yellow. G is for green. B is for blue. Indigo, I don't have that one, but then there's violet. Indigo is a dark, dark blue between a blue and a purple. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Those are the colors of the rainbow. Isn't that cool? I hope that helps you remember the colors of the rainbow. And I hope that you will practice that science experiment and be confident in your inferences that you can make. All right, skinnamarink-a-dink-a-dink, skinnamarink-a-doo. I love you. Skinnamarink-a-dink-a-dink, skinnamarink-a-doo. I love you. And I do. Come back and see me tomorrow. Bye-bye.